Hey everyone, and welcome to our latest episode of the Unbothered podcast, where we are breaking down America's fifth sport, The Challenge, season 36, episode 9, titled Lady Vengeance. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook groups, The Challenge Unbothered, Reality TV Unbothered, and you can follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @MTVsThe, and that's it. We're going to be breaking down the most recent episode that just premiered last night, but stay tuned because at the end we have a special little video from one of the challengers where he gives a little shout out to the Unbothered family. I'm not telling you who it is. You all have to wait, but it's fun, and I hope you all enjoy it. I know some of us in here really enjoyed it. So just to sort of recap where we left off last week, Josh got his first win in 4 seasons. He is like, yes, I beat Michi. I got my win. Is this what it feels like to be a winner? Oh. And he sticks with Nani as his partner. Michi goes home, and Amber M is now a rogue agent. And that brings us into our new episode where they come back from the crater. And Josh's on cloud 9. Corey is starting to feel the pressure because if we remember, Josh took the 5th male skull. So at this point, the guys without a skull are going to have to target somebody who does have a skull in order to steal the opportunity and make it to the final. And Corey's feeling the pressure. Who do you think Corey may try to go up against?
Josh. I think everybody's going to go for Josh. He's the weakest of all of them.
You think Josh or Devin Corey would go after?
I don't... Devin's better than Josh, so I feel like you would pick the worst one, which is Josh. We all know it's Josh.
Statistically, Josh
right
has a worse record than Devin.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think it could also have to do with whatever the elimination may be, but that would also depend on if Corey would be in charge of choosing his own fate, per se.
Right.
Unless if you're the houseboat, you are at the mercy of the game. So who knows? I guess we'll see if he gets an opportunity. Josh is still on cloud 9. He's talking strategy with Cam and Leroy and Nani. And Cam still has her eye on Toxic T herself. She's like, now you're paired up with Corey. Corey's like the Black Widow of the season. All of his partners meet their doom eventually. And Gabby is now worried that with Amber M being a rogue agent, meaning she is not eligible for the next female elimination, is she going to be Gabby? Is she going to be the next target? Her and Amber B, they're the only 2 rookies, aside from Amber M, left on the female side. Do you think they have anything to worry about? So, yet, I should say.
I think so. I think because they're both rookies, or she's a rookie, and who is it? Her and Lolo, right? Her, Lolo,
Amber
B.
I forgot about Lolo.
Everybody did.
It's
Irrelevant.
It's hard because I forget Lolo's technically a rookie because she's never done a regular season before, but because she did like the champ spinoff, I don't like lump her in the rookie category.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. And I think they all pretty much know nobody's going to vote to put Lolo in anyway in the houseboat. Lolo would have to orchestrate that herself, and I don't know if she'd be able to do that. I think Gabby has more of a concern than Amber B because while Amber B is petite, she's really tall. She's like 5'9" or 5'10", and she's paired up with Darrell, whereas Gabby's paired up with Devin, and Gabby is like one of the smallest females along with Amber M and Big T. So if I was Gabby, I would be sweating. The next elimination is female.
But isn't she like a fitness instructor or something? So
yeah, but she's still only like 5'1" or 5'2".
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, she is fit and strong for her size, but when you're looking at people like Casey and Lolo and Cam and Nani and Teresa, they're all like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It could be a little bit intimidating, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Especially if she had to go on like a type of pole wrestle or something. And Amber M is very suspicious of Amber B. I don't know if she ever got confirmation from Kyle that Amber B voted for her. If she did, they didn't show it, I don't think.
Yeah, I dislike her more and more each week.
Amber M or Amber B?
Amber M. I like Amber B more and more each week. I know it's weird, but Amber M she's like this little gnat that's just like everywhere.
I love Amber M.
Yeah. Whatever, Frankie.
I'm gonna buy you a cameo from her.
Tell her Tia just hates you. What are you gonna say to her? I don't hate her. I just find her annoying.
I like, well, at least she's bringing at least something to the show. Like, I don't feel like any of the other rookie girls are like really bringing much. Like, Gabby's barely starting to bring something. Lolo doesn't obviously bring anything. Who else is there?
I get that, but if you're gonna bring the attitude, then bring the winning or the whatever with it. Does that make sense? Like, be good.
Like, if you're gonna talk, walk the walk type thing.
Thank you. Yes.
Makes sense. I mean, I do like that she's feisty. Her voice kind of grates on my nerves a little bit.
Yes.
That she has.
That's why I don't listen to her YouTube thing. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, and she can't really control it. And I don't hate her either. And she's not stupid. Like,
yeah.
Again, we don't know if Kyle confirmed to her that, Amber B voted for you, or if she's just like, bitch, I don't trust you, because Amber B has a terrible poker face and cannot lie.
Yes, she does.
I don't know why anybody's worried about her being allied with BB, because she can't lie to save her life. And Amber M is suspicious of B and talks about it with Devin and Gabby. And Devin pretty much is like, let's see, is she over the top with telling you I didn't vote for you and you're safe and we're friends? And is she with the Big Brother Alliance who, what do? They lie. So she's pretty much like, you're right. And her and Gabby are just like, we don't trust her anymore. And I don't blame them. Amber B showed her hand when she said to Kyle, oh, please don't tell Amber M that I voted for her. Of all the people. Kyle. When he himself says, you shouldn't tell me anything, he says that for a reason. And obviously Amber M is now pissed at Amber B. If you were Amber M, how would you feel? Like, would you be pissed too, or would you just be like, whatever, it's the game?
Okay, I would be pissed. She even said in her YouTube that when they got to the hotel, like, they were friends, and I guess they made the alliance there, like, just them. But, like, they were friends before they entered the challenge, when they were all meeting at the hotels.
I guess I'm just a bitch, because I feel like you're there to win money, not make friends. So if you have to screw people over, you screw people over.
What if you were on the challenge, Tia, and Kyle screwed you over? How would you feel?
I mean, if in the context of the game, I'd be like, okay, you did what you did. I mean, outside of the game, we'd still be friends.
You think?
What?
I'm all you think.
I don't fault people for doing what they need to do to get to the end.
That's true. But, like, I would still be kind of pissed though if one of my friends betrayed me. Like, I think you'd still get pissed. I don't think you could just, like, oh, whatever, it's a game, brush it off. It's not Monopoly.
I guess the situation would be that you would be pissed at me then, because I would take you out.
This would be a new Nani versus Teresa rivalry right there. Tia versus Frankie, because Tia would be allied with Teresa because that's how she plays, and Frankie would be like Nani, who flips out because she thought you were her friend, and you didn't.
I would not cry afterwards like Teresa does, though. I would be like, yeah, I did it. Come on.
And I would also just be walking around with my cup of noodles.
Yeah, you would.
Who's talking stuff about me?
That's pretty funny. I mean, I totally get where Amber's coming from. I'm like in between where I'm like, yes, I know this is a game, but I would just be like, look, if you're going to end up voting for me because you're in between these two, just tell me. Like, I'm not going to hold it against you because I get that it's the game. But if you tell me to my face, oh, yeah, I'll totally tell you, and then you don't, I'm going to be like, well, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to dance anymore in this alliance with you, and then I'm going to do what I can to get you out first, because if you want to play dirty, we will play dirty. I'm like right in between.
I guess I feel like if I was playing dirty, I would expect everybody else to play dirty as well.
I'd be like, I'm going to vote you in, and if you lose and I win, I'll give you like $500 or $1,000.
You're like, oh, are you the new Mark Long cutting deals? So you can make it. Look, I will lose if you just give me some of the prize money.
If you give me half, I'll lose.
Right. So I'll make it easy for you. I'm tired. So it goes to the next day. Cam and Nani are talking about how they're going to get Toxic T out and what the best option is. And I kind of feel like this is my thought on that whole back and forth. Yes, I understand that Cam is still targeting T for what happened a couple of weeks ago, but I think it's still being fueled by Nani in a passive-aggressive way, because she's like fueling the fire Cam has for getting out T, but Nani has her own agenda. She wants Teresa out. Nani's like, I don't want to do it because she took me out last time. So I'm going to work with Cam and set up for one of these other girls to do my dirty work for me. She's just being low-key about it. That's what I think anyway. That's my observation on the whole thing. And it makes sense because Nani and Teresa have bad blood in past seasons, yeah. And apparently Nani dated her brother, Teresa's brother.
Yeah, I saw that.
A couple years ago. Oh.
I'm just saying, if that dude had a chance, Nani, I'm right here, give me a chance. This, Teresa's brother, this. I'm just saying.
And he can cook.
And I could cook. And
and he can dance too.
And I'm committed to buying you at least 2 packs of cigarettes a week.
And he will be your drinking buddy. Hands down, no holds barred.
And unlimited ramen noodles, for sure.
Good to know. So the Ambers end up chatting, and Amber M basically calls Amber B a fake bitch. I don't remember her exact verbiage, but that's essentially what she was trying to say. Like I said, Amber B has a terrible poker face. She's like really trying to convince Amber M, like, oh no, I didn't do that. It's written all over your face. I could take my glasses off and I could still see it all over your face. And I can't see very well without these things on. Amber M knows it. And Amber B feels like she's torn between the Itty Bitty Committee Alliance and the Big Brother Alliance. If you were Amber B, what would you do? Would you play it like she is, or would you just take a side? And if you took a side, which alliance would you end up choosing?
Who's answering?
You, Tia, you go first.
So I would play the middle as far as I could. And yeah, I mean, just play both sides.
But when you have to pick a side.
Say it again.
But if you... Go ahead.
I don't know what he said.
If you had to pick a side.
If I had to pick a side?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I mean, like, I hate Fezzi and Josh, so ugh. Yeah, the girls.
Right there with you, girl power.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, and again, a lot of this could be editing, but I haven't seen her involved in any like scheming between the other Big Brother Alliance members. So I feel like in the BB Alliance, like, she would be bottom of the totem pole, like super bottom, because she she wasn't on any seasons with any of them. It's been a while since she was on Big Brother, so I Girl power. IBC all the way.
Yeah, I would go with the Big Brother Alliance. I feel like they could protect me better than the itty bitty committee.
You would be on Josh's side.
Oh no, I hate Josh though.
Frankie, I'm disappointed in you.
But they'll take me further than Amber M and Gabby.
Would they?
I don't know. No.
But Amber M does end up getting partnered with a strong person. Gabby's partnered with Devin, who politically is strong on the non-BB side. Big T is with CT. And Amber B's got Darrell herself, whereas the only real heavy hitter in the BB Alliance is Fessy.
Casey.
Yeah, but Casey's going to be above Amber B in the totem pole.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Amber B, she's going to be the first one trimmed. And I feel like that's why she feels torn, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. And if she ends up having to reap what she sows, whether it's this season or in the future.
Who do you think's on the bottom of the totem pole on the IBC? Is IBC? Itty bitty community? Yeah.
Now it's Amber B.
Amber B, yeah.
Before, honestly, they probably wouldn't want to admit it, but it would be Amber M, because I guarantee you Big T, Gabby, Amber B, if they could have chosen, they would probably all want to go against Amber M.
Yeah, I agree.
If they had to choose somebody.
Good observation.
That's who I would want to go against.
Because she's a layup, like Tori said.
Well, I'm fat and out of shape. It's not like I'm beating anybody. At least with her, I'd feel like I had a little bit of a chance.
I don't know if I'd want to go against Amber M in something super... It would depend, because sometimes size is a huge disadvantage. Like, I'm so much bigger than she is, just height-wise, that I wouldn't want to end up in a situation like Maddie and Dee in Total Madness, where they were locked in that box, and Maddie being so tall, I would probably pass out in that box. I'd be like, oh, hell no, I can't breathe. I'm done. I'm eating sand. It's over. I'd be screwed.
I'm eating sand.
Get me out of here. Amber M and Gabby talk about it, and Amber M says, now I know what the B stands for. Amber? Backstabber. I don't want to be a mean girl, but like, bitch, you deserve it.
That was funny.
That was a good one.
That's my Amber M impression. I can't get the voice quite like her, though. My voice isn't high-pitched enough. But yeah, so Corey and Teresa, they cut to them, kind of like doing light workout together, and they talk about their families. And I really like this segment. It does show a different side to Teresa. And I really like that they aired where she was talking about postpartum depression, because she's probably one of the first moms to be on the challenge in a long time, like after she had kids, like left and came back. And to talk about something like that, I think is important, because plenty of women who have kids watch the show, and I like when they throw in the important combo pieces. And her and Corey kind of bond over, having families and going through what they went through in their own individual situations. And I like the side that they showed of Teresa, because we rarely get it. Made me like her a little bit more. And then Gabby and Amber B try to hash it out. Gabby doesn't seem to buy it, because again, Amber B has a terrible poker face.
Right.
Horrible. And B thinks Gabby changed since partnering with Devin, because Devin's against the BB Alliance. But I feel like that's a cop-out, because he also knows Amber B is with the itty-bitty committee. Like, I don't even know if he considers her part of the actual BB Alliance. Or, he does now, but...
Yeah.
Fortunately, sometimes with editing, I can't tell if they are, like, what they're expressing emotionally is accurate, or if they're exaggerating. Like, Gabby's like, Amber B is so snaky, and she's manipulative, and I'm like, are we watching the same thing?
All I can think about, it's just Devin yelling out, Big Brother sucks.
I know. Every time I think about it too, every time I say Big Brother, I think it's weird in my head. Big Brother sucks!
It makes me laugh.
Me too. So, I don't know. I don't know if Gabby's changed since she's partnered with Devin. I don't know if it's the editing. I don't know if they're just being dramatic. I have no idea. I don't know how Amber B is manipulative because she can't lie to save her life.
Right.
Usually manipulative people are really good at lying and pulling the wool over your eyes. She can't lie.
Right.
At all. So,
I think she wants to make big moves. I don't think she's quite...
She doesn't know how yet.
Shady enough, right, to pull it off.
Yeah, so, she's not confrontational enough.
Right.
She like kind of buckles when she gets confronted. So they head off to the daily, and it's one of my favorite daily eliminations of every season, or challenges, excuse me, of every season. Trivia. T to the R to the I to the V to the I to the A. Trivia.
I got mad though because they didn't have every question.
And they were all true false. And I was like,
yeah.
Come on, it's so much funnier when they say the wrong thing.
But wolves are vegetarian, so yeah.
I'm gonna just imagine that she heard the question as wolves are not vegetarians, because I don't really want to think that she's that.
Watching her live yesterday, and she said that he said wolf or something, like an wolf, like a different type of animal, and she's like, I don't know what the fuck that is, so I'm just going to say a random answer. But apparently she didn't hear wolves. That's what she said.
And she should have said, could you repeat the question?
What would you hear? If it's a wolf?
Wolf or something? I don't know. She said it on her live.
A worm?
Okay. A worm. I'm like, I would have been like, can you repeat the question, TJ? I didn't hear you over the sound of my heartbeat racing in my ears. Oh, well, now she's the joke of the challenge fandom for about a week. You know, until next season when we have trivia again. Everybody goes, remember when Casey said that wolves were vegetarians?
Right.
But yeah, I hate the true false. I think it was last season they did the multiple choice. I hate that too. I like when they ask them questions that you should really know the answer to and they give the wrong answer. Like Johnny Bananas. Yeah. What's the official language of Australia? Australian. Apparently. Not English. So
the thing is, I feel like because you're in a stressful situation, like you probably do know the answer. Like if I was hanging that high over the water, I would be thinking more about that than the question.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But some of them, it's
ridiculous. Yeah.
It's a little ridiculous. Now, of course, on my couch, I get most of the answers correct.
Right.
But dangling above freezing cold water, I don't know how many I'd get correct. But with true or false, you have a 50-50 shot. I mean, so they do it in 2 different heats, 9 people per heat. Opposite partners are on the opposite heats. The first heat is Darrell, Lolo, Anissa, CT, Corey, Kyle, Casey, Nani, and Devin. And there's like an added bonus where the winners get like $5,000 each from Burger King and some other special prize that we'll find out about. Corey's very first question is a math question, which made me laugh because we all know Corey is terrible at math. Doesn't even know what a square root is.
That was funny though.
I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Wait, what is a square root? Is that a number or a?
It's a number, so it's like.
Okay.
Whatever number.
Now.
It's hard for me to explain because I'm not great at math, but I understand how a square root works.
You're supposed to wait till afterwards so we don't show this.
Sorry, maybe I won't ask some more because I felt dumb at some of those questions. So I'm like, what?
Did you think wolves were vegetarians too?
No, at least would have got that one right.
Well,
let me tell you, every test I have passed in life was multiple choice. So
I think that's most of us.
Test or not for me.
It's either the answer is usually whatever the longest one is, or it's typically C. That's how I passed a lot of math exams in college that were multiple choice. Don't know why they were multiple choice, but whatever. So Anissa falls first.
No surprise there.
Oh, wow, you said it, not me. Kyle starts hanging and screaming like a little girl while pointing his toes like a dancer.
I was crying. Oh my God. That was so embarrassing. And I loved it.
And yet Nani still fell before him.
You leave her alone.
He screamed like a 5-year-old girl. It was so hysterical.
Oh my God, scream.
I'm going to go back and watch that again too because that was so funny.
Yes. And then after Kyle, CT, then Corey, Casey, Lolo, Devin and Darrell are the last two. Darrell manages to get his answers correct. Devin goes flying. Darrell manages to win the first heat. He is ecstatic because Darrell hates heights.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he was shaking from the get-go. He's like, oh, no fucking
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't think I can do this, Amber. And she's like, if you don't keep your ass up there as long as possible, we need to win. And he pulls it out. He wins. I'm so happy Darrell wins the first heat. And then he just has to beat whomever wins the second heat,
So
which we have.
he had a strategy.
Oh, he did.
He did. He talked about it on Aftermath that the longer the question was that TJ asked, it was true. And so that's what he went with. And it worked out for him. So
Sometimes that is a good strategy because it's like if the question's this long, they didn't just make all that up just for it to be
exactly.
false.
Yep.
Yeah. And sometimes if it seems kind of like, that can't be right, it's probably right.
Probably right. Yeah.
Like this, what is it, slugs or snails can sleep for 3 years question if Bessie got right. I was like, huh, I didn't know that. Now I do. So the second heat is Amber B, Gabby, Leroy, Cam, Josh, Fessy, Teresa, Big T, and Nam. Poor Big T. She's so terrified of the heights.
Really, Bessie pulled that shit on her. Knowing she was scared, he fucking put that thing on her. Such an ass.
Whatever it takes to win.
Still, it's so rich. Some of their screaming. I'm gonna give it to Big T. That's so fucked up.
I'd be reaching across and punching people.
Even Teresa was nice enough to not vote her.
No. I saw something on Twitter that was like, hey, at MTV, could we never see Josh in a wetsuit ever again?
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, me too. I should go retweet it, actually.
Start tagging some producers in it while you're at
Yeah.
it. Tag Josh, unless he already has.
Tag Josh. Get blocked.
So Big T does end up being the first one to drop, and then poor Amber B, because Gabby is throwing her little sabotages towards Amber B. Very telling that Gabby obviously didn't buy any of Amber B's speech to her earlier.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. Then Teresa, which, oh my God, I don't know how she was able to recover from that fall that fast. She did not. She landed well, and that water was probably freezing cold.
I think it said it was like 45 degrees.
Jesus Christ. It was probably like, what, 50 feet in the air that they dropped?
Yeah.
Oh, and she landed on like her back, and it was bad. It was really bad. But thank God she seemed to be okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Gabby, Josh, little screams. And then Leroy, and then we're left with Fessy, Cam, and Nam. Fessy ends up falling. Cam is forced to fall because she kept touching the sidebar, which I want to bring up that I noticed upon rewatch. Gabby in one scene was holding a sidebar, and Josh had his elbows propped up at one point, but TJ never said anything to them, or at least they didn't show it.
I wonder if it's because she kept doing it though, because he said, "I'm going to give you one more chance."
Well, he did tell Fessy to take his elbow off the one side when it was the three of them. So I don't know if they just didn't show it. But I just wanted to point out, because, you know, everybody likes to come for Cam for everything. Right. She was not the only one to put her hands on the sidebar or prop herself up.
I don't know why people hate her. I love her.
Okay.
Tell us.
People are like, oh, she's so cocky. But it's like, no, she's confident. And she has performed time and time again to back up the words that come out of her mouth. And she's never been disrespectful. Anytime that she has gone up against a female that is as good or better than her, she pays them respects. She has from the beginning. Cocky to me is somebody that comes in and acts like they're better than everyone. They're disrespectful to you about it. And they've done very little to back it up. Fessy. So, I don't know.
What did Caitlin say?
Tori.
No surprise there.
I can always count on you to bring that up. Always. I think people are just hating because she has the majority of the screen time this season, and she's kind of running a lot of the game, but it's like, this is the same Cam that we saw from Final Reckoning and on. War of the Worlds 2 showed that politically she is a schemer and a mover. Like, she is a smart woman.
Super smart. Yeah.
Super smart. Like, I mean, she's going to stumble sometimes. We all will, but she's a master schemer. I mean, she's up there amongst the best. And just because she isn't mute about it doesn't mean that she's a cocky a-hole. And that, again, her actions have backed up her words. Like, hello?
Right.
Anyway, rant over. Sorry. I love Cam. Anywho, okay, yeah. So Nam ends up winning his heat. And I kind of was expecting TJ to make all the partners hang back up there and, like, do it again and see, you know, who ends up winning. But the way they decided is whomever answered the most questions and hung on the longest.
Right.
We don't know by how much, but Darrell ended up winning. And obviously Amber B along with him. So
I think that was stupid, though. Like, because in order to answer more questions, like, people have to be up there longer. So, like, it depends who was around you, too. Like, I think that was stupid. A stupid way to determine a winner.
They should have done is they should have combined the partners' score. So, like, if you win your heat and somebody else wins their heat, but if your partner stayed up longer than their partner did, then you end up winning.
Yeah, for sure.
So that way it really is a team effort.
I mean, they've done some questionable things this season anyway, so.
Yeah. There's always something every season.
Sure.
So Darrell ends up winning overall. That includes Amber B. They get $5,000 each and Whoppers for life. And they are just so ecstatic.
They were underwhelmed.
Yay. As Darrell said.
I would be so happy.
I know.
Not me. I don't need that. I don't need Whoppers.
But you could. Like, say you're just, like, hungry one day. Just give me a Whopper. I would just do it for, like, the feeling of power. Like, you just walk in any Burger King and be like, give me a Whopper.
I'm a PAPIP. Whopper me.
Do you even know who I am?
You have to go to Hawaii and then do it. Like Darrell is going to do it with his son.
I'd be like, I am the Burger King.
The queen.
I wonder if that's just like the Whoppers are like, I'm all going into a whole other topic now. I wonder if they just get the Whoppers for free and they have to pay for their drinks and fries, or
I think they just
get a whole
Whopper,
meal.
Yeah. Can I get the Whopper? It's free. Okay, do you want a drink and fries? Is it free? No, you have to pay for it. And then it costs like the same amount of money for a meal anyway, just to get the fries and the drinks separate. So
you'd go in and be like, it's Super Bowl weekend. I want 500 Whoppers.
You're like ordering from Uber Eats and where special messages are like, all these Whoppers are free because
exactly.
Because I answered some questions, right?
You like have to smuggle in your own like Coke and frozen fries so you can take advantage of the free Whopper. You know how they're like no outside food or drink. So you're like in the movie theater smuggling in your free Whopper with your Coke and fries.
Oh my god. So
okay. Oh, all right.
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke for my Whopper. Anyway, so when they get back to the house, Amber B is talking with Nani and them about if she likes the elimination, she's going to go down. If not, she's going to make a decision as to who to put down. It's really interesting this season because last season everyone was like fighting each other to go in, and this season's like, let's see what it looks like. And I'm like, you realize we're like halfway through the season at this point. I'm getting tired of it. But they cut to the igloo party. I still want an igloo club in my backyard.
Wait, do Nani and Amber B already talk at this point?
They talk in the igloo party.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry.
Frankie, keep up. Yeah. So first we see Gabby talking to Kyle about Amber B, and he ironically calls Amber B such a snake. She's a snake. She's such a snake.
He was like a giddy little child too. He was all like, oh, I love Kyle.
You're like the king of snakes. I feel like he just wants Gabby to be his new Melissa, so he's just telling her whatever she wants to hear. Gabby just keeps going on about Amber B being manipulative, and I'm like, are you bitter? Is something, again, is stuff being edited out that would give me good backstory to this? Can someone, I'm gonna need one of them to like give me the tea to make it make sense. It just seems
or maybe she knew if she said something like that, she'd get more camera time.
Maybe. That's why I just need to know, like, is this just her being overdramatic, or is there a backstory? I'm fine with either. I just need to know. My brain needs to know. And then they end up discussing who may get thrown in because they want to try to take the heat off of Gabby. And they are trying to work on who they could get the house vote to go towards as long as it's not Gabby, because she does feel like she would be on the chopping block, not only because Amber M is a rogue agent, but Amber B now has power. And they just had their little spat, tit-tat thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And this is where Amber B talks strategy with Nani. And Nani continues to do her wheel work behind the scenes to get others to do the dirty work for her. Frank, you want to talk about your queen and her convincing Amber B not to vote in Gabby, but to vote in Teresa?
Actually, I don't really have anything to say about that. I was just wanted to know where we're at. Nani's not getting enough credit for her scheme work.
This is your time to shine. This is your time to stand for your queen, and all you give me is, I don't have anything to say about it. Hashtag worst Dan ever.
So somebody posted, I think it was Corrington, posted who was the most intimidating male and female, and it had Lolo, Cam, and Nani. I'm like, why is Nani on there?
Right?
That's all right. I was like, it ain't her. So.
Well, she has been working now. In the beginning of the show, she's like previously on the challenge on her little bike.
I'm gonna be honest.
Has been on the treadmill every other episode, but
they show them. They always show them working out, and my fat ass would be at the fridge. Like, is it stopped?
That's CT.
I need food and alcohol.
I would be in the kitchen cooking to make everyone happy, so they don't want to get rid of me.
Get rid of you.
What I said, Frankie, is Nani being on the bike doesn't mean anything because we've seen Anissa on a treadmill like every other episode.
God. I saw that this episode, and I was like, that looks like me on a treadmill.
She's doing better than me, so I can't even hate on her. I'd be like, treadmill? No, my knees are too old. I can't do this.
My favorite thing to say in my head when I'm at the gym is when I'm wearing my mask, I'm like, luckily I'm wearing this mask so these people can't see that I'm actually dying.
Oh, God, that would be... I can't imagine.
It's a nightmare.
I'd be like, fuck the mask. Fuck exercise. I'm out. Pizza time. I have no time for this shit. All right. Oh, my God. I got lost because you didn't want to talk about your queen. Oh, okay. So Amber B's like, well, I don't really like Gabby's energy. And Teresa isn't really bothering me right now, even though she blew up on me like a week ago. But Gabby's energy right now bothers me. So I'm going to throw her in. And Nanu's like, don't do that. That's stupid. Gabby, you could beat Gabby in a final, but you're not going to be able to beat Teresa in a final. Trust me. I know. I've been against her. Trust me. You'd want to put her in. And then we could put in like Casey or Lolo to take her out. And Amber B's like, okay, sure. And I do like Amber B, but that's kind of how that conversation
Well, I mean, I'm like, Nani's not wrong.
Yeah.
She's not.
Yeah.
She's low-key being smart about getting out the person she wants to get out, that she definitely doesn't want to see in a final.
Who is somebody that is huge competition. So she got out a big person.
Yeah, she just didn't want to do it herself.
Right.
But sometimes that's what happens in this game. Sometimes you try to get somebody else to take them out for you, and if that fails, then sometimes you gotta do it yourself. So Amber B tries to patch things up with Gabby. Again, it's not working. Somebody tell this girl she sucks at this and to stop trying. Stop trying to like fake lie to your second alliance. Like somebody would pull her aside and be like, I understand you want to keep things good, but you're making it worse because we can all see right through you. Just be upfront about it. We'll respect you a little bit more. Gabby just goes along with it because she knows that ultimately it's benefiting her, because this means that Gabby's pretty much being guaranteed. We are trying really hard not to get you voted in. We want to vote in Teresa, and obviously if Teresa gets voted in by the House, I'm not putting in someone against her that I don't think is going to be able to take her out. And Amber B decides to chat with Casey like, hey, if I don't like the elimination, you're cool with me throwing you in, right? And I will give Casey's props. Casey's like, yeah, I'm down. Because Casey's strong. She knows she's strong. She knows she needs a skull in. Aside from winning again herself and trying to get it, this may be her best shot. And even she says in her confessional, I just feel like this just feels like it's the right time. So Casey signs off on the green light. And as we see later, Darrell's kind of like, what's wrong with you? Why are you giving away your chance to somebody else? Because he's old school. He doesn't believe in running away from a fight. If you were Amber B, would you want to take Teresa on yourself, or would you do the same thing and try to set up that Casey or Lolo does it?
No, Teresa's a tough competitor. There's a huge chance that you would lose.
I kind of feel like everyone's just playing like everyone else's game. Like, if Amber B needs a skull and she's already beefing with the itty bitty committee, why not throw in Gabby or Big T? Like, you're there for yourself. Like,
exactly.
And maybe Teresa and Lolo and them won't get a chance to get a skull later on. You know, you can't be taking those chances. So, I don't know.
No, I agree.
Right, and again, you're giving Teresa a chance to get her skull. So, I agree with Frankie. Nani, I hear you, but I don't think you're going to win the $1 million and give me any. So, I'm going to put Gabby in, and depending on what the elimination looks like, I'm going to put myself in and get my skull, get somebody out that I'm not getting along with right now. If you want Teresa out, do it yourself.
Yeah. Just because you couldn't beat her doesn't mean I can't.
Exactly. Thank you. So they cut to the house gathers for deliberation. Nani and Teresa passive-aggressively shade each other. Go Nani. I was here for it. I was on Nani's side for it. And you will never really hear me say that ever, just so you know. And no one else is saying anything. No one else is trying to put out anybody's name. They're all just sitting there staring at each other because everybody already knows who they're voting for. Leroy tries to be like, guys, like, none of you want to go in. Like, you need to get a skull. That's why we're here. And it is definitely, like I said earlier, it's a different energy than it was last season, where people were, like, fighting each other to get voted in by the House and then begging the Troika to put them in against the House vote or whatever so they can get their opportunity. This season, they're all like, I'm good. I'm good. Well, you know, we only have 2 episodes to the final. I'm good. It's okay. I'm good.
These deliberations are pointless. I hate them. I don't know why they're on here. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I agree. I agree. So the House votes, damn near all of them vote for Teresa and Corey. Amber B tells Darrell she wants to put Casey in, and he is just baffled that she doesn't want to try to do it herself. I will say hindsight is 2020, and if I was Amber B, I wouldn't put myself into this elimination either. We're going to get to why. And it is elimination time. And that's when TJ reveals that it's no surprise, Teresa and Corey are the House vote. It is a reverse tug of war because, as we've seen, the men's and women's eliminations are essentially the same. Yeah, if I was Amber B, I wouldn't put myself in either. I hate reverse tug of war. I think that would be one of the few eliminations I would hate to do because it can take.
I really wanted to know how long it lasted.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, me too. Does anybody know?
Yeah.
No. Drop in the comments if you find out because I would love to know. Because a lot of times these take like an hour. Like what was Naya and Cara?
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half.
Forever. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how tired you would be? Oh.
Sometimes.
Like I can't imagine that level of exhaustion.
Sometimes it could be really fast or it could be really slow. Like Leroy and Jay was less than a minute and they made that span over like 5 minutes. So this one.
Yeah. But reverse tug of wars traditionally tend to take such a long time because it's a resistance game. And that harness digging into your shoulders and pressing down on your lower back and your spine. Hell no. Unless I'm going up against somebody. See, now if she would have voted, had Gabby voted in by the House, Amber M would have stood B would have stood a shot to put herself in against Gabby. And she probably would have won because it's a big size difference. But Casey and Teresa, yeah, I knew it was going to be a good one.
I just don't understand their logic when they're like, oh, I have to see what the elimination is. Most likely it's going to be physical. Like, when have you ever gone to elimination and it's just going to be like a puzzle? Like, just to put together a puzzle without any physicalness.
Yeah, but I think it's the level of physical. Yeah. You know, because like Cam and Ashley's, you know, that wasn't like a brawl.
And I mean, last season we saw several eliminations that were purely like puzzle and luck and wasn't really like head-to-head physical or like a reverse tug of war or something that took a lot of physical strength. They haven't had any eliminations of chance. It's literally all been physical. Like even the ring, even though it wasn't like a headbanger, like it was still physical. And the only real puzzle portion was getting the strategy for your momentum to get the rings faster than the other person.
Or they should have at least made it interesting and had like whoever won decide whether or not they were going to go in before even arriving to elimination. That would have been really interesting.
Yeah, kind of like how in the duel, the person going in picks who they want to go against, and then they pick the elimination.
Yeah.
So it's like a total game of chance. Again, I, like most other people, think that the loser of the daily should automatically have to go in. And maybe these people would try a little harder.
It totally should be that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Amber B passes up the opportunity to go down. Darrell is frustrated because, again, he's an older school player. He doesn't believe in that kind of mentality. Again, I am on Amber B's side because I sure as shit would not want to go down in this elimination. I will take any of the other ones, but not this one. TJ then teases that it's actually going to be a guy's elimination. Leroy is sweating. So is Corey. But it's not. He just likes to mess with them. And Cam's like, you got to stop doing this. It's not good for our blood pressure. And I agree. So when he starts saying that kind of thing.
We didn't talk about TJ laughing during this.
Oh, yes. Trivia. Because we got like distracted with the Burger King thing.
I feel like he was cracking me up. I don't know. So funny.
His laughs, when he laughs, you know that.
He gets so tickled.
He loves trivia because he loves watching them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He enjoys hitting that button.
He also likes messing with him. Is it a men's elimination? Is it a women's elimination?
He's got to keep it interesting. It's freezing cold outside.
We also did talk about what TJ stood for. Did you guys know that?
Thomas Joseph. No. I just thought maybe it was like something junior. Because the only TJs I've ever known in life, it was whatever the T stands for. Thomas Jr., Timothy Jr., and the dad's name is Tim, so they call the kid TJ.
Bro, I'm going to tell you a joke about juniors later.
Okay, we'll do that at the end. So Casey and Teresa end up going, and it ends up being a women's elimination, and Casey gets a really good head start, and it helps her pick up the momentum and kind of keep it, because this becomes a game of resistance almost immediately. And she's smart. She aims for the furthest target first because she knows it's going to be the hardest, and you're not going to want to have to fight to get over there after doing two others. You're going to be exhausted. The resistance is going to be built up. The other person could be anchored, whatever. So I give her props. She may be boring, but she's not an idiot.
So boring.
Right?
She is. But you know what? Keep her, because at least she comes to compete. She's not stupid. They got enough. I don't want to take more time away from Dial. Kevin and Dial. They're Kevin and Dial is just what I'm going to call them from now on.
The outfit.
Kevin and Dial. Yes, hence our Dial outfit this week. We did the Jesse and Cam look last week. This week it's the Dial. Casey gets the first ring. Leroy is a fantastic hype man. I would want him as my partner because he will support you through it all. I mean, I was hyped on my couch, and I wasn't even competing. And Teresa does put up a fight, but not as much of a fight as I figured. I don't think she got any of the rings.
No, she didn't. Yeah.
She didn't.
Well, I think it wasn't Leroy even saying, she wants to go home, or whatever it was he was saying.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because he really knew that, or he was just saying it to Casey to, motivate her.
Yeah.
I do know, I think, though, if Teresa was a little bit younger, and I think somebody said she had torn something in one of her hips, not too long ago, and it was still, it was an old injury that still bothered her. And in that elimination, the way that they wrap the harness and the amount of resistance of somebody pulling against you, it probably puts a lot of pressure on that. I feel like if this was Teresa from X's 2, she may have at least gotten one or two of the rings. I think Casey would still win either way.
Isn't Leroy one of Teresa's exes?
Yeah, they sort of made out. I don't think they dated though, did they?
No, I don't think so.
They made out. That's why she was his backup ex when Nia got sent home.
Can you imagine your ex cheering on someone else, and you're just they're struggling, and then their girlfriend's just in the stand, and you're well, this is great.
She probably doesn't care. She's I'm married with 3 kids.
That's true.
Leroy's never even seen down here.
I'm still all on my feels, just in the stand, just crying, trying to get my revenge.
You're still trying to get revenge 10 years later. You popped out 5 kids. You've had 3 divorces. It doesn't matter. So Casey ends up winning. She decides to keep Leroy as her partner. He is so relieved in his dad. He's yes, thank you.
They're a good team.
They're a good team. I like their partnership, and I don't think Leroy wanted to be partnered with Amber M. So now the Black Widow gets his next victim. Amber M. Tick tock, tick tock. I don't have a watch on, but whatever. And yeah, that is essentially the gist of what happens for this episode. For me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good. The good is TJ's laugh during trivia. 100%.
So great.
The endless laughter, especially when Casey said that it was true that wolves are vegetarians. He's like, I can't believe she said that. He was just like, he just tickled pink. Other good parts that I liked was Teresa's goodbye message that they showed, where she was like, I hope my kids watch this one day, and I hope they're proud of me, and they can see that, you don't have to give up all your dreams just because you start a family. Like, you can still have them. And right. I have to say that I liked the good old-fashioned drama. People keep saying this season is boring. I don't think it's that boring. I don't like the cheap drama where Josh. I don't like Josh drama where there's no substance to this. I like the good old political scheming, backstabbing drama that I miss from the older challenges. So I'm here for it. I like this kind of. I don't like the you kiss me and then you kissed her, and I don't care so much about that.
I want that too. Don't cut it all
a little
out.
bit. Yeah, not all of it, but I don't want it to be like my main focus. I like the good old-fashioned drama.
Right.
There's some stuff.
Well, you know what, Nadine? If you want that, just go watch American Ninja Warrior.
They don't have drama on American Ninja Warrior?
What they do?
You missed the part when Anissa said about Corey that you used to want to stay away from him because you think you would turn out pregnant, and then
it used to be you wanted to stay away from Corey because you end up pregnant. Now it's because you won't go home.
That was hilarious.
I did chuckle, and Corey knows. She's like, I get bad luck. I don't have no fucking skull. Every single female partner I had keeps getting sent home ever since my first partner got taken away from me. That kind of. And the bad. Battle of the Ambers. Bad not because I don't like it, but bad like, ooh, this is going to get bad. This is going to get ugly. And I have a feeling that if both Ambers are ever on future seasons together, this rivalry that they're creating now is probably going to spill over. And it'll be interesting to see who gets the upper hand when they do. And Amber B's lying skills are bad. Bad.
Maybe she'll work on that for the next season.
Yeah. Maybe I should have put that in the ugly category. I couldn't really think of anything ugly for this episode. The best I could get was Big T's fear of heights and Fessy sabotaging her. And really, I just found that more amusing than anything. But
yeah,
I didn't think there was anything super ugly that happened.
You know what could be part of the ugly? Is Josh in a wetsuit.
See, I wasn't even paying attention to him like that. So we'll throw that in there, though. Josh.
Or Kyle screaming.
That was so funny.
That was so funny. It was pretty ugly, too.
Great. I love it. And then they showed us the mid-season trailer. Let's talk about it real quick. Obviously, we're about halfway through the season now. We are down to, I think, 9 guys and 8 late. No. Now it's 8 and 8.
Don't make me math right now.
It's 9 and 9. So we have 9 teams, 9 partnerships left. There's only 2 female skulls left, right?
Yes.
All the male skulls have been claimed, so they got to fight for it. Right. We see shots of them jumping out of planes, jumping into the water from ropes. 2 guys, I couldn't tell who it was. It looked like one of them was Leroy. It looks like they have some sort of daily elimination coming up where they're all locked in this dark cage and chained to their partner.
Yeah, what was that about?
And you see a
and they're all holding something, right?
Yeah, and I can't tell what it is. Big T screaming at CT, "You're a liar! You're a liar!" Curious as to when that happens and if it's partner switch up that brings that on, because it's the only thing I can think of.
You go, I didn't lie, I broke a promise.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Then I guarantee you CT must be winning an elimination soon. Spoiler alert. If you haven't figured it out yet, that's what we do. CT must win an elimination soon, and he must trade Big T in for a different partner.
Yeah. We know it's coming.
We do. Poor Big T. Like, just be honest with me, CT. We're supposed to be the T and the Big T for the partnership. Cam, it looks like Cam is arguing with somebody. I don't know if it's actually Kyle. They just happened to cut to Kyle, where she says something like, well, I'm loyal or honest in this game, and that's something you're not. And they happen to show Kyle.
Right.
But I don't know if that's really what happened. And then my DVR cuts off, but I know there's more. They're like running, racing into the water. You see like Lolo sprinting in the beginning. Fessy says something like he deserves to be in a final. TJ tells them all nobody's going to a final. Like, it's just, Nani cries. It's just madness. Kyle might be going into another elimination. We see him with the helmet on. I think we all know what elimination that is. Spoiler alert.
Corey throws up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In his mouth. In his own mouth. Like, he's just standing there. Like, and I'm like, why'd they slow-mo it?
I do not like that. I don't deal well with that.
Eating challenge?
Huh?
Eating challenge, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, God. I was terrible at those two. I'm real weird about
The thing
this.
is, like, I like the eating challenges, but I can't watch people throw up. So I am just like this most of the time.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. I wore my skulls again tonight.
Oh, look at you. She is all in the groove of the theme for the challenge. I love it.
Don't look at my feet. I haven't had a pedicure lately.
Just don't put your toes in the camera and don't worry. I'm wearing socks. They're mismatched socks because my socks never match after the first time I wear them.
You want to know what my dumbass did today? Getting ready for this, I put on perfume, and then I was like, why did you do that?
Because you want to make sure you smell nice for yourself.
I smell good.
Bento vision.
But it just smell good for you guys.
We appreciate it. Thank you for taking the effort. I did not do that. I brushed my hair for you, though. So there's that.
Aww.
I totally blanked on what I was going to say next. Oh, we have a couple of questions from some members. I know Theron asked, what do we think is the most popular? Hall Brawl, Pole Wrestle, or Trivia? What do you all think?
Well, we sort of talked about it earlier. I think it's more of a toss-up between Hall Brawl and Trivia. For me personally, it's Trivia. I love Trivia. So
Me too.
I love Trivia too.
Mm-hmm. I think Trivia is Hall Brawl. Of course, Kaden likes the Hall Brawl. I think Trivia is one of my favorite daily eliminations, and I think Hall Brawl is one of the most popular physical eliminations because there's not a lot of strategy to it.
right.
It is what it is. It's a headbanger.
Take
That and the
somebody
pole
out.
wrestle.
Yeah.
Yep. And for some reason, we humans love to see two bodies running at each other with as much force as possible to see who's going to knock the other person out.
Yep.
We love it. I am one of those people.
Me too.
So I like watching football.
Football fan.
Exactly. And then I know Joe couldn't be part of tonight's episode, unfortunately, because adulting is a bitch. But he did want to put out a question of, what do we do to kind of get organized and try to stay on track for the podcast? I write notes. You probably can't really see
Honestly, Nadine is like the professional, has her shit together, and then the other three of us just kind of show up.
It's a trip.
All right. So you guys want to know what I do? I literally watched the show like 5 minutes before we start taping. And then I rush and I start getting ready. And then I make myself a little drinky drink. And then I sit down. Just kidding. But no, I don't do anything. It's on 18.
Weird.
I basically watch the episode when it first airs, and then I typically watch it one or two more times. And when I watch it the extra times, when I take my notes, I handwrite them. I have about 3 pages. Hey guys, what's up? Hey, my notes. And then we kind of just hop on before we start recording and kind of just debrief each other, chat, loosen ourselves up, talk about in the group chat what we want to bring up. And then the rest we just go with the flow. So it helps that we all have great energy with each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Unlike Gabby, who does not have great energy. And Tia is the one who was behind the ideas of wearing the Jesse and Cam black turtleneck watches and the dial, the Kevin and dial, because what I call them.
I unfortunately don't have anything for next week, though. So
you better get on it. What are we paying you for?
What's that? Shut up.
She's getting paid? It's like that meme that they took from the We're the Millionaires. Guys are getting paid?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that.
Did we have any other questions? Frankie, did you have some from somebody?
Yes.
Frankie had a question.
I have 2. Well, one's a question and then one's a challenge for everyone. So the question is, if y'all got on the challenge, what would have been your original show that you came from?
Real World.
Yeah, like a specific Real World or?
Just a show that you would have came from.
Any of the shows that tend to feed in, yeah.
Probably
For sure.
Real
Yeah,
World?
you too?
Yeah.
I think either Real World or Are You the One?
I knew you were going to say, Are You the One?
See, I would say Are You the One, but it's rigged, so.
Is it rigged?
Yes, there's like a lot of tea coming out about that.
Wait, about what?
To it. About the Are You the One, how it's rigged, like how the producers, like, when they think there's a match or whatever, they pull them to the side and, like, they tell them, no, that's not your match, to, like, purposely make them win or lose. Yeah, all this tea's coming out. I've seen it all over Instagram and Twitter.
I don't want Devin to get mad at me, but I've never watched Are You the One? So. Sorry.
I could definitely see Nadine coming from Real World. Tia, I feel like you're more of a world ruler.
Oh, do you? Why? Tell me why.
I don't know. I just feel like you fit better in with world rules. And then Caitlin's definitely fresh meat.
Or she would be like the 19-year-old on the Real World that, like, she shouldn't be in the bar drinking because it's in the U.S. But she somehow's in the bar drinking with all the cameras around. And she's like, oh, I'm really tired of these fuckers and blah, blah, blah.
Well, I said Real World because I'm the oldest of our whole group. And so I started watching it way back in the day, like original. Yeah, so.
I feel maybe America's Got Talent. Just kidding. Now that they're pulling from there.
For me?
No, just kidding.
Oh, I have 0 talent, so.
Same. All right. And then I have a challenge for everyone, including you viewers. Valentine's Day is a couple days away. So my challenge for everyone is to either Instagram or slide in your favorite challengers' DMs and ask them if they'd be your Valentine. Screenshot it and send it to the group chat. Do it, guys. I'm going to do it. And you guys should too.
Okay, but are we sending to the same person?
It doesn't. We could.
You send more than one?
It's going to be like all 3 of us sending it to Devin because the only other person,
exactly,
guy-wise, that I would do it from this season would be
It doesn't have to be from this season.
Oh.
But any other guy that, like, I like, they're all in relationships, and I ain't trying to start none of that.
Oh, but it would be cute.
Look, I'm not trying to have things come after me. All right,
I'm
and
so gonna do
block
it, Frankie.
me on
Frankie,
social
I'm
media.
gonna do it.
Do it. And then
Do
post
it.
it on the group
Do
page.
it. I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah, we don't care.
Whatever.
Are you going to do it, Caitlin?
multiple people. Multiple founders that like
Polly and Cara.
No, for them and probably like others, like maybe Jay. I feel like Jay would answer too.
Not Tori.
He'd be like, what do I get for it?
You hear that, Unbothered fam? Go do it.
Caitlin, are you going to do Tori?
Fuck no. Fuck it.
I'll do it to Tori.
Go do it to Josh, Frankie.
I'm going to send it to literally every single person except Josh.
I'll do it to Josh to be a joke, okay? I'll do it.
Oh my gosh, do it.
But psych.
So like if you send it and say, will you be my Valentine? And he goes, yes, no, thank you. Just kidding. We can cut all of that, by the way.
We could work.
Any other questions that anyone has?
Nope.
No. All right. Well, guys, just as a reminder, we have 2 different Facebook groups, The Challenge Unbothered and Reality TV Unbothered. You can also follow us on our podcast page, The Unbothered Podcast, and you can follow us on Twitter at MTV's The. And that's it. But stay tuned, because we have a special cameo vid from one of our fave instigators in this season. We want you all to watch the video that we got, and we hope you enjoyed as much as we did.
No.
And all I have to say is, let's go. All right, guys.
How we doing? It's your boy, Devin Walker, and I hear that y'all have been standing me. Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual, because I'm pretty into you guys too. Special shout out to Nadine A, to Tia, and to Frankie, who've been rooting for me the whole time. We're talking before the challenge. We're talking Are You the One days. You've seen the whole trajectory. You've seen the entire story arc, and you're still there by my side. And honestly, that type of fan, for me, is few and far between. Big Brother sucks! Now listen, I got to get back on track here. I hear that you guys also have a podcast. You're going to be rocking the classic dial look today, okay? So that's going to be oversized white collared shirt with a black necklace, silver pendant, all right? I'm going to need you guys to send me pics of that. I cannot wait to see them. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you rooting for me. I promise you, my best work is yet to come. So if you like what I've been doing, you like that I've been riling people up, but staying calm while doing so, then my best work is yet to come. Keep watching. I know you will. The Challenge Unbothered. I appreciate you guys. Let's go. Hashtag Nadine A for the win.